Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 42 of the Squadron podcast.
That's the meaning to life and everything.
Now, Reese, this week has been certainly a week for Star Wars Unlimited.
Oh, you can say that again.
It's been a hairy one.
On an unrelated note, I'm a man of love for small peoples, indigenous peoples, and I just can't. I just don't like it when droids attack them.
But we'll get to that in a second. We have lots of spoilers to go over. We have about
So
16 spoilers, a bit less than usual, but
Still a large
jumping in
amount.
with a lot of spoilers. This has been a big week for Star Wars Unlimited.
Oh yeah, that's
We're not going to shy away from it. We're going to talk about it. There has been a lot of talk on stock. There has been a lot of talk on what's going to be happening with Set 2. It's frustrating, but I would like to point out how well our community has taken this.
Yeah.
I want to point out
It's a
how
huge thing.
awesome you guys are, because a lot of times in situations like this, communities are just unbearable to be around. There's so many people being like, I'm frustrated, I'm annoyed, but it is, I understand why it's happened.
This is how it is right now.
And how it is right now.
Yeah.
And we might not be, I know we're not going to be getting as much as Set 2 as we would like,
Nowhere near.
but we're getting as much as we can so that we can open it on stream for you guys and try and get as much as we can of our play sets. But we're confident that FFG is going to come through. They're going to have another wave for us.
I'm sure there'll be another announcement coming soon as well. And I think that at the end of the day, this is going to be a really good experience, because I think the way we need to look at it, right, is realistically, we knew Set 1 was short printed when they said, we didn't expect it to be so popular.
Mm-hmm.
At that point, because they're a big business, scheduling for printing of Set 2 would have already been in progress.
Yeah, it would have been completed.
Yeah, probably. So we will see more Set 2 coming. I have trust in them. I'm disappointed as well. I'm frustrated as well. But it's important to remember as well, we need to direct that correctly, and we need to not get mad, and we need to not raise our pitchforks. And it's a frustrating situation. There's no one really to blame. I think at the end of the day, patience is a virtue. We just have to wait for our product. And I know it's like really easy for us to say, but that's just how it is right now. And I think one big thing is, guys, our game is so popular that they anticipated it to be popular.
And we blew it out of the water.
We blew it out of the water. That's such a
Amazing
good sign for our card game. So as long as we stick to it the way we have been, and we accept that this is a hiccup in just the first, couple of sets, that's fine. Because come next year, or come Set 3, it'll probably all be fixed. And I look, honestly, I have faith in that.
And also, the rares this set are absolutely nuts. If you're not able to get yourself all the legendaries,
there's plenty of replacement.
I don't think it's going to be a huge
deal.
rare. This first one is a rare, and boy, are you happy to see it.
I love
and we're going to get into it right now
so much.
with the chieftain himself.
The Kashyyyk chieftain. It is Tarful. Oh my god. Oh, I love him. He's a 7
the best
cost.
Wookiee impression I've ever done.
That's awesome. I love Wookiee impressions. This is a 7 cost 3/9. Let's go with that stat line.
That is a hell of a stat line.
He's a Restore 2, and he's a Wookiee. And do you remember back when they first revealed the set and were saying that there would be some synergies for your Wookiees? Wookiees matter. Well, here's one of them. This is when a friendly Wookiee unit is dealt combat damage and isn't defeated, that unit deals that much damage to an enemy ground unit. Whoa. That's awesome. So I can run my 3/9 into your 5 health to 5 damage unit. I could kill it probably and then ping something else for 5. This card, I love this card so much because it can actually one-shot the Vader leader, because it attacks the Vader leader, deals 3 damage to him, takes 5 damage, and then deals 5 damage back to Darth Vader.
Absolutely.
Which is just obviously, canonically, that's why Vader never went to Kashyyyk, because Tarful would just kick his butt.
Oh yeah, Tarful would kick Vader's butt.
Tarful would kick Vader's butt. He's scared of Wookiees. So that's one thing he doesn't like more than sand, it's hair. So I think...
That's why he burnt all his off.
Oh boy. This is so fun.
This is so fun. We've been talking all week about Wookiees, and both Reese is going to be building it first. I know he is, but I'm so excited to build it as well. This is so fun.
This with the set one Chewbacca leader, you flip it. You can play. So you play. Tarful comes out on the same turn. You flip Chewie, who's a sentinel with grit with 9 health, and you're forcing your opponent to swing into it. And every time they do, you're pinging their board, getting grit, so you're getting bigger.
I think one of the big things about this card is it would be absolutely broken if it didn't say "and isn't defeated."
Oh my gosh, could you imagine if someone has to like swing 9 damage into Chewbacca and you can just deal 9 to anything?
Yeah, I think this is a thing where with really good play, like this is a card that you're initially going to be like, I can't beat this. I don't know how. And you're going to learn to slowly be like, okay, I can sequence, if I can sequence properly, I can mitigate the damage that this can do by like swinging for 6 for it and to kill it and being like, awesome. All right, let's...
I think one thing to notice, and I briefly touched on it before, but it is combat damage is dealt and the unit isn't defeated. Now, this does trigger when you attack as well. It's not just being attacked. You can have your gentle giants attack into other units, heal your own units, then deal damage to other units, get their grit up more. It works really well with the Chewbacca leader because if they do defeat him, you can just keep playing Sentinels. If only there were some other cheap Wookiees that you could play with the Chewbacca leader, perhaps. Who knows? I love this card. I think this is such a solid rare, and it's really cool because Wookiees do get a lot of support. We're going to talk about a few of the more cards, but it kind of feels like, it's a rare, but it's the Wookiee legendary of the set.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is like, I love.
I like that it's just heroism.
Yeah,
I like
so you can just include it in
honestly,
any
there's certain decks where I would include him without any other Wookiees. Like just him by himself
him
as the ability
as a bomb. Like he's really good in draft too because
he'd be amazing.
He just comes down, he swings, he heals, and then if your opponent wants to get rid of him, he's pinging the board.
Do not underestimate Restore 2.
No, definitely
go watch the
not.
gameplay.
Yeah, if that's any indication.
Restore 3 even.
I rate this guy. A 5 out of 5. He's my Wookiee. He's my little pal. He's my hairy little guy. He's my rotten soldier. I love him. Next up, we have 2 other cards.
2 other cards. For sure.
True.
Definitely.
We've got the virus ship. The Outlaw Corona.
No, it's the Mexican beer.
Oh yes! Good. The Cerveza Cristal.
It's actually a bottle top come off the beer that someone's just thrown into space.
It's going through Hondo's bottle top. So this is a 3-cost, neutral green, 3/5 underworld vehicle capital ship.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it's a capital ship.
It's a capital ship?
Yeah, you can include it in your capital ship only deck.
Yay!
And it has bounty. Put the top card of your deck into play as a resource. So it's a 3-cost, 3/5. It's an early game space unit that can deal some damage, hard to defeat. As a reward, your opponent gets to ramp.
Yeah,
this is a decent card in draft.
Absolutely. I think this is a decent card. I think it's one of those cards that can stick around for a while very easily because it's just annoying to remove. And I think that's going to make the ramp, as much as it's a very big downside, manageable.
It's I have my qualms with it. I'm not qualmless. I think that
you say, hey, can you please traitorous this?
Please. I think that it's fine. I think that it can put you in some really difficult situations meta-wise because if obviously someone, takes it down and they get to ramp and then they're one step closer to their leader, or they could flip their leader a turn early because of it. So I think it's definitely rough. Also, you could just play it on that turn and someone could power of the dark side you, and that could be absolutely brutal. So I think that it's important to remember that it's probably not a card that's going to see a lot of constructed play, but it's a decent draft card because it's significantly harder to remove.
Yes, especially with not a lot of...
Especially in a set that's upgrade focused as well. You can just buff it up a bunch. Look, I'm going to give it a 1.5 out of 5. But here he is. This little man.
This is Kinturn Intimidator as a 1-cost cunning villainy. 1/4 Underworld. On attack, exhaust the defender.
He's got Vambrace grapple shots text on him.
which is not bad. It's one of
pretty
those
good.
things where essentially you're swinging to ping a little bit of damage and stop them attacking. Like, for one cost, it's a kind of like... It's kind of the opposite of Greedo in a way. Where it's... Greedo is kind of like, he comes down, he deals some damage to someone, then he dies and deals a little bit more. And this guy's the guy that comes down and...
Like, hey!
kills Greedo and survives
that.
and it says, stop it.
Yeah, that's
stop
his
attacking me."
artwork. He's like, hey! Hey.
Hey.
I like him a lot.
Yeah.
I think he's pretty interesting. He's cool in the Cad Bane deck where you can play him, ping, then swing, mitigate stuff. I think this card pairs really nicely with cards like Asteroid Sanctuary because you're like, tap this down, put a shield, swing, remove my shield, tap this down. And you're just like double Asteroid Sanctuarying units and stuff. And I think that's like, it's really cool. You know, it triggers stuff like Proxima.
I think it's one of those things as well where it's like late game when if you can be like, all right, sick, I played this one drop and then I'll go and then I claim and I go, awesome, I'm going to just swing this into your Vader.
Yeah. It's yellow's anti-aggro.
Yeah, and it goes, and you go, but my Vader could like do like I'm going to swing this into your Maul.
Well, my Maul could do 7 damage though.
Yeah, but it'll kill this guy.
And then late game, it's a good target for Maul.
If you for your own Maul.
Look, I think he's not bad, and I think he's really good anti-aggro tech for yellow too, because like, oh, turn 1, I'm going to play 2 of these. And then just be like, if you've got 3 units, 2 of them are getting tapped down because I'm going to swing and tap 1 down. You're going to swing, I'm going to swing and tap 1 down.
Absolutely.
So I think it's like, it's neat tech. So I'm going to give it like a 2.5 out of 5. I think it's really interesting. These next 2 cards actually rock pretty hard, to be fair.
Yeah, these definitely do. So this first one I really love.
Yeah, I really like this card too.
Smuggler's Starfighter. This is a 3-cost Cunning card. It is a 2/2 Underworld Vehicle Transport. When played, if you control another Underworld...
Another Mandalorian? That's Underworld.
Another Underworld unit, give enemy unit -3/-0 for this phase.
It also has Smuggle for 4 and a Cunning. It's pretty good.
Very interesting. This is a card that I can see... It doesn't have a very big stat line, but I think the point of it is to kind of like mitigate something's attack, and then you'd be like...
I played into a Cad Bane deck that my friend has been building. Has beat me a couple of times, and I think green yellow Cad Bane's pretty good. And this came out, and we tested it with it the other night, and boy, is it annoying. Yeah, because in Cad Bane you play it, you ping something. You can bounce it back with McClunky and ping something for 3. And you know, so when you play it, you -3, deal the damage. Next turn, you McClunky it. You swing with it, McClunky it, kill something, play it again, ping a damage, -3, It's really, really cool. Again, another solid anti-aggro card. The artwork is awesome. It's genuinely a really decent yellow card. I really like it. It's really mid-range.
And I'm really liking Mono Yellow's ability to deal a little bit more with aggro. I think that's definitely something that it needed.
I like that damage is being brought in, because Mono Yellow really lacked damage. And by playing decks like Cad Bane or the new leader we're talking about, you have a lot more access to like just that instant like removal gratification, which is huge. It's
that
so
yellow
big.
did not have before.
Yeah, but now we're getting it. And the great thing is, it's not just yellow getting new stuff from the other color pie. Like all of the other colors are like now starting to draw from the things they were missing in set 1 to make it more even. But they're also getting cards that fit their theme, like this one. Disarm is a yellow card. Minusing Power is a yellow mechanic. We know that. Here it is.
I can't wait for the
minus yellow.
No, the mono yellow legendary that just says bounce all cards on the field and replay them.
Ugh.
Just a full
Gross.
like phase out stuff.
That would be pretty good because it's essentially tapping down the whole board, and you get like positive like ambushes and stuff. That'd be interesting, but we don't have it yet, and I don't know if it exists.
Just New Adventure.
Lord, I hope it doesn't.
Because New Adventure is already...
Smuggler's Starfighter is straight up a 4 out of 5. This card's really, really good. Oh my gosh. I love Kashyyyk.
Well, this is a Wuxia... I'm going to keep that...
Rushir
Tree Tender. This is a 3-cost Vigilance, 2/4 Grit. This is a...
So good.
This should have come out last set. This is a Chewbacca card. This is a card for
Chewbacca.
Chewbacca by Chewbacca.
This sells the theory that set 1 and 2 were so close in development and then had to be torn away from each other. Like twins. They were born as twins
Yeah.
and then separated.
Like, they were so
Twin
close.
sons.
They were so close to just moving Chewbacca to set 2. I'm positive of
I
it.
love this so much because you just go tap, play this with Chewbacca. It's a
And
Sentinel.
everyone they were like, man, I don't know why people don't understand that Chewbacca's such a good leader last set. And they were like hiding like 7 Wookiees from us.
Yeah, they were in the trees, man. They were in the trees. The trees of Kashyyyk.
Of course.
They
Should've
were
known.
tending to the trees.
Tending to the trees, of course.
I love this card. I think this is so cool. Even if you're not like, even if you're not in a deck that is running a lot of Sentinel stuff, like this obviously goes straight into Chewie as a 3 of, but run it in Rey, make it a 3/5 with grit.
I could definitely find a place for this in my Rey deck.
Yeah.
It's on there currently, but that deck is going to go through a lot of changes over the next.
Run it in Kira.
I would run it in Kira.
Run it in Krennic. Like run it in Grand Inquisitor. Run it in Grand Inquisitor. Swing for 2, untap it, swing for 4. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What do you mean, Hill? That's your deck. You love that guy.
Yeah.
Don't you want to build blue red Inquisitor?
Me too.
Well, here's a new 3 cost that you can use. You got your
sure will.
Mandalorian Death Watch, you got your Wookiees, you got it all, man.
I do have it all.
So it's all here laid up for you. This card is at first glance a card where you go, and then you start thinking about the implications this has. It's all about the implication. And I think that this card has so much flexibility and power with what it can do. Mm-hmm. I'm a big old fan. I'm a big Wookiee fan. This is another 4 out of 5 for the Wookiees.
It's a good thing there's no more Wookiees
But
to
there is
talk
a
about.
fox.
There is a fox.
A Fennec fox.
A Fennec fox.
A Fennec
Because this is
fox
Fennec
leader.
Shan.
Here she is. She's honouring the deal.
Throwing our ideas from last week out the window.
Get him out of here.
Get that
silly, stupid Spice Squadron with
we're
their
like,
silly
we're gonna get
theories.
an Afro hero now, and then
We flew too close to the sun when we guessed Cassian, and now we just think we can
we
reach
know
and
everything.
guess whatever we want. We're wrong.
Tell you one leader we could have guessed last week.
Hey, ooh. Fennec Shan honouring the deal. This is our cunning hero leader.
This is a very, very, very good leader.
This
I
is so
really
cool.
liked it. I love her art. Fantastic.
Her art in hyperspace is gonna look gorgeous.
Absolutely. This looks like a showcase, I swear to God. Like, the light coming from behind her, honestly, so good. But action, pay 1, tap her, play a unit that costs 4 or less from your hand, paying its cost. Give it ambush. Fantastic.
So I'll preface this by
Wunderbar.
saying
It's very spicy.
last night I tested this deck quite a lot. Turns out mono yellow with ECL, because that's what it is. It's real good.
It slaps.
It's really, really good. Mm-hmm. It's fun. It's mid-rangey, and that's what we talk about, being able to ambush things and then get that instant damage removal. Like ambushing in a Gamorrean guard and killing something and then being like, here it is, and he's still a sentinel, you have to deal with him. That's not all. Her epic actually flips at 5. She's a 5-flip leader. She's a 4/4 on her flip side. She's Underworld. She's a Saboteur, which is so great.
And we know how good Saboteur can be.
Her action is play a unit that costs 4 or less from your hand, paying its cost. Give it ambush for this phase. This does not cost 1 extra resource, and this is not limited to once per phase.
Nope. You can just be like, here's
Ambush
Ambush Greedo. Ambush Greedo. Ambush Greedo?
Ambushing Greedo, I can confirm as a turn 1 play, is really brutal, especially if your opponent...
Especially against aggro. I feel like aggro, we kind of learnt towards the end of last set, well, technically it's towards the end of last set at the moment, but we've kind of learnt that, like, taking out their turn 1 play makes aggro go, oh.
It just makes them go, oh, well, whoops. This leader's so cool, man. This is what I wanted Jin to be with, like, the ambush. I think that it's good because I play this and I'm like, oh, this is what my initial thoughts of Jin were before she became a hand discard control deck.
Yeah.
And now we've got this. So this is the direction I thought Jin was going in when I initially saw her. We know that she works a lot better as a slower, mid-rangey control deck. This is that poppy, explosive.
Yeah.
Here's my
Absolutely.
Coruscant Dissident to untap the one resource
Sure
I
is.
just spent. Like Coruscant Dissident, that's a powerhouse for yellow. I'm calling it now. Like that card's incredible. It's so good in this deck. Like
Yeah,
on the
absolutely.
turn 5, you can ambush 2 of them in. Because you go pay 3, ambush it in, untap the resource. Pay 3, ambush it in, untap the resource. And then if you're greedy, you pay when you shoot first your Fennec into something. It's just, I'm telling you, like, it's really good.
And you might be thinking to yourself, oh, but she's only a 4/4. She's really easy to remove. I think one of the big things about that is her leader side is so good.
It's just that good. It really is just that
It couldn't
good.
be more. If this was, if this is a 4/6 for 5,
That'd
ew,
be
disgusting.
Yeah, I've with my testing, I've had no issues when she's died. In fact, sometimes I'm like, sometimes I sit there and I'm like, rough, like that. I want to be able to use this ability more. Like I want to be able to spend the resources and stuff to like take extra long plays and like make extra long plays and then like utilize my resources in more creative ways. I think that she's awesome, and I think that it doesn't matter if she's flipped or in the leader, she's going to do the same thing, and the one resources doesn't really affect it.
But it's also the case of you can ambush 4 things in on that turn, right? You're just playing every single
good.
4. Like while she is open, you're playing every single 4 cost or less with ambush, and that is so utterly dumb that it's completely understandable.
Especially with a card coming up.
And
There's
especially
just
with something like Gamorrean guards being able to be
I love Gamorrean
ambushed
guards
in
a
to
sentinel.
protect her. Like
Because it's likely that you swing Gamorrean guards in to kill something, and then you will put all the damage on a guard, and then it likely won't die because you're swinging into a 1, 2, or 3 health thing, and then your opponent just has to deal with that Gamorrean guard. They don't want to. It's not like it's not inconvenient. It's not like it's a backbreaking or it's like, but it's really inconvenient for them. And they're just like, I just don't want to do this, especially when if on the prior turns you've played 2 Coruscant Dissidents, you can ambush in the Gamorrean Guard for 4 and then swing and untap and then swing and untap and then pay 3 or 2 or 1 and ambush in a Greedo and ambush in another card. That deck just plays like that as well. And then there's like, in the late game, you get to the point where you're like, awesome, I've ambushed in killed all your early game. You're starting to play stuff? Great. Pay 4 Cunning. Tap this down, give this +4/+0 and swing. Or discard a card and give this +4/+0.
But it's also like, awesome, we've reached the later half of the game. You think, oh, you're right, I can't ambush in anything more than 4 costs. Anyway, Han Solo.
Yeah.
Anyway, Fennec Shand.
Or
unit.
Anyway, there's another card coming up that we'll talk about that's exquisite in this deck.
So it's just one of those cases where it's like, oh, this is just ambush. The deck.
And it works as good as you think it does.
Yeah.
Honestly, love her. She's a 4.5 out of 5 for me. I think she's a really great leader. I think you need to watch it for her. Oh
Getting
my gosh.
back
you know what we don't
into
have
it.
enough of?
Wookiees.
I think if we had maybe 2 more Wookiees
I
to
think
talk
we had
about,
like 10 more Wookiees,
50 more Wookiees.
100 more Wookiees.
Where's my Wookie set?
Wookiee set.
250 Wookiees.
This is Fugitive Wookie. This is from the Solo movie, I believe.
I think it's just a fugitive Wookiee. I don't think it's from the Solo movie.
True.
I literally just think he's just a guy.
Just a dude.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's a 2-cost, cunning, 3/3 Wookiee with bounty exhauster unit.
Now, you might be thinking, but we have a Battlefield Marine with no bounty. This is just yellow. You can include it in your villain deck.
Now, it's something, and this is kind of fairly standard. There's a 2-cost 3/3, so it's above curve with a bounty that does something you don't like. That's completely fine.
Yeah, it's normal.
There is some talk about this card, and I think we're going to need an FAQ to really decide which way it goes. I'm not sure whether it was answered on a live stream. And that is whether bounties are optional or not. Because if you don't have any units, this just says exhaust a unit. Not you may exhaust a unit, not exhaust an opponent's unit, exhaust a unit. So if you run this Fugitive
Your opponent
Wookiee...
plays something, you can be playing against aggro. Let's say turn 1 they play Battlefield Marine, turn 2 they go straight into an Echo base, and you haven't done anything, you kill the Echo base, and they claim the bounty. They've only got an untapped Battlefield Marine.
And you
so
got nothing.
they can tap it. That's interesting.
There's
That's
actually
really,
some weird
really
play around.
interesting. That's really funny.
It comes to the question of, are bounties optional? At the moment, by the wording, it's not. So it says, when this unit is defeated or captured, your opponent collects its bounty.
It doesn't say your opponent may collect its bounty.
It does not. So that is a question for FAQs because there's people on both sides of this saying whether it can or cannot be.
At the end of the day, I like it.
But it's very, very cool. I just wanted to bring up that little interaction because I think that's really cool.
That actually makes me rate the card a little bit more because I already liked it because it's a Wookiee. I think just a universally good 3/3. I've played with this in my Wookiee deck, and I'm going to be straight up, guys. I've never really had that bounty ever backfire on me. It just doesn't really matter in the late game if someone kills it and taps down my Chewbacca leader. I kind of just shrug and I point at the Tarful on my field and go, swing away. Like, it doesn't matter anyway. Early game, just being like, yeah, cool, I don't have any units. Or you go, I swing with my turn 1 play. Tap Chewbacca, play this as a Sentinel.
Yep.
What are you going to do? Tap my tapped unit? Swing into him. And if they don't swing into him, then the first thing I do next turn is just swing 3 at their base.
Yeah.
It's like, this guy's really cool. I really like this Wookiee. I think he's pretty sick. Definitely biased because I like Wookiees. Oh, for sure. This guy's like, this little man right here, this little man, 3 out of 5. Love him.
But that's all the Wookiees we have for this set, right?
Well, I think that the Wookiees are just lacking card draw. So no, not at all. There's a 4-cost heroism, another heroism Wookiee. As Wookiee Warrior, the artwork for this card's so cool. I really want this on Hyperspace Foil. Like, I really want this one in Hyperspace Foil. It's a 2/5 grit Wookiee. When played, if you control another Wookiee unit, draw a card. This is actually so good. Also, the Wookiee curve for yellow-blue Wookiees has a 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7. Because you've got Wookiee Fugitive, Roshi a Tree Tender, Wookiee Warrior, Chewbacca, Gentle Giant, Tarful. And it's just perfect. It's the perfect curve of all the Wookiees you can want.
And this Wookiee is good.
This Wookiee is good.
This Wookiee is good.
Ambush this Wookiee in.
2/5 grit. Love it.
2/5 get draw a card?
Ooh. Oh yeah.
Exceptional.
Very good.
Genuinely, I built 2 versions of Wookiees. I have my green-blue ramp Chewie, which has less Wookiees. And then I have my whoops all Wookiees. I can't believe you did this. And I run, it's yellow-blue because that has the most concentration of Wookiees in it currently. And I run all of them. I run all of the Wookiees I can possibly have. Both of these leaders, of course, is Chewbacca. And this Chewbacca showcase is going to be going up in price, baby.
Buddy, I've been talking about that Chewbacca going up in price, and it's the only showcase I have, but my god.
In my green Chewie deck, this is really fun because you're like, cool, ambush him in, kill something, draw a card, and then he's buffed. And then if you're running him in Luke, you can be like, pay 1, put a shield on him too. And then, you could swing with Rose and remove the shield and then buff him up again. And he's got grit, so he's getting bigger. And it's like really cool. And it facilitates this really interesting hero grit deck. But of course, he just works really well in the deck that he's designed for, which of course is Wookiees. Whoops, all Wookiees.
Oops.
Getting the extra draw card is so nice. It feels really good. Honestly, no word of a lie. It genuinely feels really good to be like, turn 1, 2-cost Wookiee. Swinging, turn 2, Sentinel this Wookiee. Turn 3, drop this bad boy. Draw a card. Yeah, it's really cool. I give this guy 3 out of 5. I think he's really solid. Oh boy.
Black Sun Starfighter.
Pretty cool cards.
This is a very pretty
really
looking card.
What is with the ships this set and just looking gorgeous?
Looking gorgeous. I think they've done a lot of work with the backgrounds, and I think this ship just looks nice in general.
I think the background really highlights it. Like I really like all the oranges and yellows and how they put like a nebula behind it so it highlights it on the black instead of just like being in space. Yeah. Really cool. But not only is this card pretty, but it's really good.
It's very simple. It is a 3-cost, 3/2 Sentinel in space.
Underworld, vehicle, fighter, it's mono villain. This is awesome. Villain wanted some early Sentinels, Hero got it.
Especially in space.
Yeah, Hero has the Concord Dawn Escorts. Both of them can run System Patrol Craft, but now mono villain has a 3-cost cheaper alternative. It's probably only going to be able to take 1 hit, but it's likely going to trade. Probably only needs to take 1 hit.
Absolutely.
This card's super good. This card is incredible in Cad Bane. It's an Underworld card. You play it, you ping something. It's just so wonderful, and it feels really good. I think this card's also good in decks like Palpatine. I think this card deck is just good. Are you running a villain deck and you're like, man, aggro really beats me up?
Especially if they go space race.
Here he is.
Lovely.
It's the boy. There's not too much to say about it. It's just good. I think I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5.
I just want milk that tastes like real milk.
Again, another absolute banger of a card.
Yeah, this one is interesting.
This one is really strong. Not
This
going
is
to lie, straight up strong.
Did you ever want to ambush your Greedo in and you didn't really care about the melody on it?
Yes. I play Fennec Shand.
Cloud Rider.
Oh my god, is this just the ambushing in my Greedo so I can run 6 copies of Ambush Greedo turn 1?
Yeah.
Awesome. This is a 2-cost Cunning, 3/1 Underworld. It has Ambush. This is our Emphas Nest.
This is
from the Solo movie.
one of the interesting things about this is it's essentially just a 2-cost deal 3 damage to a ground unit. If you take away everything else and any other synergies it could possibly have with the next card that we're showing, this is just a 2-cost deal 3 damage.
If you're running it in Cad Bane, it's deal 4. Because you play it, ping with Cad Bane because it is an Underworld unit, and then swing for 3.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is really cool.
Really good.
Yeah, this is a lot of really cool
yellow
stuff.
staple.
This is absolutely a yellow staple.
Yeah, this is a 5 out of 5, guys. Again, another really simple card. There's not too much to say. The card kind of speaks for itself. Ambush is so effective.
Yeah.
A lot of yellow decks want to play that mid-range disruption. Boba Fett. You know, playing this in a Boba deck and just going, turn 1, ambush this and kill your thing. Untap 1, play Greedo. Just, what? You are so ahead.
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
are so ahead. It's just incredible. It's a 5 out of 5. It's a yellow staple. It works really good in Fennec. It works really good in Han. It works really good in Jin. It works really good in Jin, especially if you're like swinging into a 1 health and you just minus it.
Works and then works really good in Boba. Works really good in
yeah.
Cad Bane.
It works really good in, I'm sure, insert the next yellow villain leader here. It works really good with this next card.
Oh, it works very well with this next
Did
card.
you want an ambush curve where you can, you know, in Fennec, you can run everything up to 4 with ambush, and then you've got Syndicate Lackeys at 5, and then you've got you know, Han and Fennec at 7, but you're missing 6. What are we going to ambush at 6? We're going to ambush Enfys Nest. Marauder.
Nest. This is a
She's from
6-cost cunning card. It is definitely from Solo. We've seen this art before. It's a 5/4, and you might be saying, man, a 5/4, ambushing at a 5/4. That's the same as Syndicate Lackeys. It's probably going to die really easily,
why does it
right?
cost that? Well,
While a friendly unit, including this one,
I love that in bracket.
is attacking using ambush, the defender gets -3, -0.
This
you
feels
need
like a
7 damage
to kill her.
to
One-shot her when
one-shot her when she comes in.
This feels like a rare, is an uncommon. Emphas Nest, she is super cool. She's the Marauder leader, which makes sense because the Cloud Riders are her Marauder gang.
Yeah.
So it totally makes sense. Really synergistic, really cool stuff. Absolutely love it. I like the Solo movie. What a surprise. This is awesome. I love this in Fennec so much. I love this when you new adventure it and you just be like, wee, here she is. She's just killing everything. She's not dying. It's so brutal. Like I remember having.
I both hate and I hate and
love
love New Adventure.
Yeah,
it's
you
like
had a bad
simultaneously the worst
like a really
card,
toxic
but also the
relationship
most
with
fun card to play.
Because so there was a game where I ambushed it in, killed something, and then the next turn I new adventured twice, and was like boom, boom, like it was like swing 5 at your base, and then new adventure ambush, and then it was like, what do you do with that? How do you come back from that?
That's rough, dude.
The answer was you didn't. But I also did get swapped by Cad Bane about half those games we played, because Cad Bane is a really good deck as well. And let me tell you, even with a Han Solo, Maul is tough to deal with. But Emphas Nest is such a good card. Adds a really nice curve to your ambush decks. This card in Boba is actually almost unacceptable, because that turn I told you about with my new adventure, I had to wait a turn to do that. In Boba Fett, bring her in, kill something, swing at Boba, untap 2, play new adventure, bring her in again, swing with something. Like, come on, Boba Fett, you've got all the toys, man. You don't need any more. Hey, it's no disintegrations, buddy. Quit it.
Quit disintegrating me,
Quit
bro.
disintegrating my opponent's board. This is a 5 out of 5. It's an uncommon that feels like a rare, and the rares feel like legendary.
This in draft.
This in draft wins you the game a lot of the time.
This in draft is nutty.
Like, this is wild into a lot of leaders as well, because you just be like, kill Sabine.
Yeah. I mean, Sabine's been out for a little while, but
Yeah, she's probably dead, but you kill like a lot of leaders.
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty brutal. Man, I just wish we got a legendary this week though.
Well, I'd also just quickly like to talk about the
the base.
The base that we have.
It's where Han Solo's from.
Coronet City, a cunning base. I think the art is very nice. I can't wait to get 300 hyperspaces.
Yes. For those of you who don't know, this is where Han Solo is from, and if you zoom in on the card, you can see the land speeder that him and Kira hijack and steal at the beginning of the movie.
This is cute.
Which I love. Han Solo gets some fuzzy dice from that thing. It's a pretty cool little neat callback to that movie.
Pretty cute, cool, little neat. You know what else is a pretty cool, little neat callback to the Mandalorian
The Darksaber?
The Darksaber.
Oh my gosh, man. Tell me what it does, because I'm going to freak out if I say it.
It's a forecast command.
Because of course it is.
That's not very... There's not
It
that
commands
many...
the Mandalorians, you
It
fool.
doesn't make any sense. Not very many Mandalorians in
You're wrong.
command. Except for the fact that it says, while playing this upgrade on a Mandalorian unit, ignore the aspect penalty.
Of course it does, because it's their weapon.
It's a forecast. It gives them 4+4+3.
Attached to a non-vehicle unit, that is important.
That is important.
Can't just slap it on a disabling fang fighter.
Attached unit gains on attack, given an experience token to each other friendly Mandalorian unit, which can be given to Fang Fighter.
Run that by me again.
On attack, give an experience token to each other friendly Mandalorian unit.
Flips me.
Yep.
Put Darksaber on it.
Got it.
Uh-huh.
With you.
So I've played another man. I've got a turn 1 Mandalorian. I played my turn 2 Mandalorian.
Yeah.
I played my Follower of the Way.
Uh-huh.
Played my Mandalorian Warrior buffer. Flip Sabine, put this on.
Yep.
Swing for 7.
Uh-huh.
Buff my other 2 Mandalorians.
Yeah.
Swing for 4 with my Mandalorian Warrior.
Uh-huh.
And swing for 5. Swing for also 4 with my buffed up Follower of the Way.
Yeah.
And
Don't worry
then
about it,
keep,
it's fine.
and then keep doing it.
Just keep doing it.
Every turn.
Yeah.
And then if it dies, I can raise across the
You
back.
better keep that takedown for Sabine.
I can raise it. Because you won't be able to once you put this on her.
No.
She goes to 8 health. She becomes a 7-8. And it's lore accurate because she did in fact have the Darksaber for some time.
Did in fact have the Darksaber.
Then she gave it up. This is obviously a legendary.
Yeah.
This is obviously going to look beautiful in hyperfoil.
Oh, good lord.
The artwork is gorgeous. We've seen this artwork. It is on a mat, this set. Thankfully. It's some of the best artwork in the game.
Yep.
It is awesome. I love it. This is a 5 out of 5 for sure.
Oh, it's so
This is
5
a
out of
legendary
5.
that feels like a legendary.
It's good. It's good card.
Speaking of
it's good card, do
legendaries.
good king.
Bum, 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 bum,
You want another
bum,
green legendary?
bum, 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 bum. No, but you know what I do want to do? Begun the Clone Wars has. That's what he says. That's what he says in this scene.
Yeah.
Do you know what the clones are?
An Endless Legion.
I'd say so.
Also known as a 14 cost command.
Double
command.
command. That's right. You didn't hear it. That's. Can you run that by the audience again?
14 cost
That is the most expensive card in the game.
command.
Yeah.
It better do something good. What does it do?
Reveal any number of resources you control. Play each unit revealed this way for free, one at a time. Your legions are endless. If you've resourced 14 units and you pay 14, you play 14 units, and your opponent super laser blasts you. But you played 14 units, so who cares?
You get all of their own plays.
Or they don't have a super laser blast, and you just go, begun the Clone Wars has, here we are.
This
You gotta
card
ramp.
has
You gotta ramp
sealed
hard.
2 things for me. One, I'm running one Endless Legion in every single, if not more, in every single double green deck that I
that you
play.
ramp with, yeah.
2, I'm playing one Crate Dragon in every single double green.
Because then you can flip the Crate Dragon from your resources for free.
Because then if they Super Laser Blast, you can deal 8 damage to their base.
You punish them. And then if you have a Crate Dragon summon Endless Legions, you likely will kill them.
You will definitely kill them. Unless they play 14 1 costs.
Once again, this card's going to look gorgeous and hyperfoiled.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
I am an avid lover of Star Wars. Shocker.
Crazy.
And I love
Hot
a
take.
lot of the races and individual characters and parts of Star Wars. Of course, I'm a huge Star Wars Rebels fan. Love my Spectres. But, as you will come to learn next set, I adore the clones. I adore, much like everyone else, I love, love, love the clones. And I cannot get enough of them. I think this card is so fun. I give it a 3.5 out of 5. I think it's so interesting. It's definitely a very high cost card, so it's like bordering for me. But oh my god, if you get this off, it's so fun.
It's going to be a fun card, if nothing
We've
else.
got another leader
We do have another leader.
for the very first time we've ever seen him.
Scar Saxon.
It's Mr. Gar. Ooh, Saxon.
Ooh, Saxon.
Look at his face. Look at his
Don't look at
face.
his face.
He's
But also
going.
look
He's
at
going.
his face.
Ooh,
He's going,
oh, Gar Saxon.
Um,
Equip upgrades.
That's what he says. He's a common leader, so it's very simple. It is each friendly upgraded unit gets +1/+0. He is
It's pretty great.
the Krennic of the
This is pretty great.
crew.
It's pretty great. He's the critic of the bunch. And
He's the
here to
critic of the
say
bunch.
He wants to upgrade you in a Mandalorian way.
He's
pretty
flips
rad.
at 6. He's a 4/7 classic Mandalorian
Classic
villain flipping color
Classic Mandalorian stat line.
stat line.
Ignore
And he
something.
says each friendly unit upgraded unit gets +1/+0, and when defeated, you may return an upgrade that is attached to this unit to its owner's hand. So
That's
while Gar is
huge.
out, if any of your units die and they have something attached to them, obviously XP tokens
XP tokens,
and shields can't be returned to hand.
But Darksaber can be returned, Devotion can be returned, Entrench can be returned. Notably, I will point it out, this man has actually got 3 absolutely bonkers keywords. He is an Imperial, he's a Mandalorian, and he is an official.
That's some good keywords right there.
Yeah, some good keywords. Put your Entrenched onto your Sentinel. They finally kill it. Get your Entrenched back. Play another Sentinel. Put the Entrenched on the Sentinel. Have a Mandalorian with a Darksaber. Swing with it. They kill it. Get the Darksaber back. Have a unit with Ruthlessness.
Darksaber 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Have a unit with Ruthlessness. Swing with that unit. Ping damage to base. Trade up. Get rid of their board. Deal overwhelm damage and add those cards back to your hand. Not losing upgrades. Maintaining card advantage whilst dealing damage. This is an awesome upgrade-centric mid-range leader.
Absolutely.
This is exactly
I think
what I
it's
want
very,
in an
very
upgrade
cool.
deck.
Yeah,
I think
this is
it's so
exactly what
cool.
we needed for the villain side of Mandalorian.
Exactly, yeah, 100%.
We'd already had all these upgrade focuses, a lot of
then,
upgrade
yeah.
stuff. I mean,
You had the Deathwatch
put
Loyalist.
Mandalorian armor on this guy. And
Yeah, absolutely.
You're laughing.
And you've got cards like Deathwatch Loyalist when it's upgraded. Deathwatch Loyalist, Grit, Overwhelm, Clan Challenges. Raid 3, when it's upgraded, give it Overwhelm. Yes, I'm going to put Entrenched on Clan Challenges and swing at your stuff for 10 damage, right? Because it's a 3, Raid 3, +3, swinging 1 with +1, 10 damage.
Yeah,
And then when it dies, I get the Entrenched back.
absolutely do. Yeah, fantastic.
If only I had 2 upgrades on it.
Did you rate him?
Oh, this man's actually really solid. He's a 4.5 out of 5.
There you go.
If only though I had, if only I could get 2 upgrades back. I could add one from Gar and a friend. Oh man, could you imagine if there was an upgrade that was just decently costed, gave a decent boost in stats, just for the early game, but I could return it later on, maybe if the unit died or defeated a unit or something.
That'd be very good. This is Brutal Traditions. It is a 2-cost Vigilance Villainy
The artwork is so cool.
upgrade. It is +1/+2. It is an action. If an enemy unit was defeated this phase, play this upgrade from the discard pile, paying its cost. Now, this is a lot of things where people will be like, oh, when something dies, I can put something back to my hand and I can play it that turn. One of the key things about this is it doesn't care when it went to the discard pile, and that's the biggest thing where
So
most
next
other
turn-
things
next
care
turn you
about
could
it.
kill- next turn, so it could go to the discard pile this turn. The next turn you could kill something, play it again because
Or
it's done.
3 turns later, when
10
they
turns.
swing something into you and something dies, and you go, awesome, cool, pay 2, get this from my discard pile, play it onto this.
I really, 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 really like
I think he likes it.
that hero Mandalorians are all about giving each other experience counters and shields. And I love that villain Mandalorians are all about killing your opponent's units with overwhelm. I really like that. The artwork on this card's so cool. It's a Mandalorian engaging in, obviously, their classic pastime of Scorched Earth, where he's burning a village. But like we look at this and we see that both of the Mandalorian villain upgrades and the sole Mandalorian villain unit we have so far, the Deathwatch Loyalist is a 3/3 Grit Overwhelm. We've got Ruthlessness, which is a 1 cost that when you defeat a unit, deal 2 damage to base, and then we've got this, which is going to buff that boy, give him more grit, give him more power, deal more damage on hit with the Overwhelm, and then when he inevitably dies, you add your Ruthlessness back with Gar. You can then play this onto Gar, put the Ruthlessness onto him. He's loaded up now, and you can begin the cycle again. It's just
everyone else
really
you can
cool.
kind of get away with, like, they're like, oh, if you put upgrades on something else, they can kill Gar, and if they kill Gar, Gar gets that ability. So if you put an upgrade on Gar, you will get that upgrade back.
Yeah. Because he is a friendly unit.
He is.
So you put the Darksaber onto him, and suddenly the man is a 9/10, and then you kill him, and you're like, well, guess the Darksaber's coming back to my handler. Let's put it on this man. Let's put it on the clan challenges and get this rodeo back.
Alrighty, we're moving on to.
Oh, I can't stop.
sorry.
I can't stop. This card is a. I think it's really good. I think it's 3.5 out of 5. I think it's really solid.
That's gonna look really nice.
That's what I'm saying. Everything this set. This next card's gonna look good in Hyperspace Foil.
It is indeed. This is Clan Saxon's Gauntlet. This is a 6-cost Vigilance Villainy 4/5 Mandalorian Vehicle Transport. It's pretty good. I wonder if transport's gonna come in to something, but honestly, no idea.
When am I getting my smuggle-centric transport rare leader?
Like, what is it? Like, what is it? How is they've put this keyword on so many vehicles?
Smugglers.
Because it's either a transport or a fighter.
So it's a transport because it transports people. So this is their version of like.
But there has to be a reason that's there.
Yeah, eventually it's future proofing. We'll maybe eventually get something that.
Set 5, it's going to be like
transport.
this is a transport. You can put it on. It buffs the transport, and then when the transport dies, you play that unit.
Play some tokens.
Yeah.
This card's pretty cool. It's a Space Sentinel.
It is. It is a 4/5 Sentinel that says when this unit attacked. When this unit is attacked. You may give an experience token to a unit.
Including it.
So this is a card that's really annoying.
So you
It's
put it
going to be
into space,
so annoying.
and they keep swinging it. You're like, it's buff, it's buff, it's buff. Yeah, you finally killed it.
Yeah.
Here's another.
But it's also the case of it's just giving you token to a unit. So you can
swing it,
really punish bad sequencing.
Just have Gar out. Literally have Gar out and have this out, and then your opponent goes, okay, well, I will space race, I'll attack it, this is going to die, and then you go, cool, I buff Gar, and they'll go, oh, okay, well, I have to get rid of it, I attack it, and you go, cool, buff Gar, and that's it.
Yeah.
Swing Gar for 7.
But like this also like punishes bad sequencing of like, oh, I'm gonna kill the I can kill the gauntlet even with the buff, and then I can kill this other unit. And you go, cool, I'll swing 6 into the gauntlet. You go, cool, buff the other unit.
And then your opponent goes,
oh, now I can't remove the other unit. You go, yeah, claim.
Got him. This is so cool.
Yeah,
this is such a really cool card. I absolutely love this card. I think it's so cool. I think like it pairs really nicely if you've got you could just do some shenanigans if you've got this and a phase 3 Dark Trooper where they're like, oh, attack the gauntlet, and you go, cool, buff the Dark Trooper, attack the Dark Trooper, cool, buff the Dark Trooper, attack the gauntlet, buff the gauntlet. Like you're just throwing them 1/1 counters on your sentinels. It's really fun.
No, this is really cool. I really like this. I think this is a really cool card.
I think it's definitely another 3 out of 5.
Another fantastic uncommon.
Well, yeah, there's like the uncommons that feel like rares, the rares that feel like uncommons, the commons that don't exist.
The rares that feel like legendaries.
And the legendaries that feel like legendaries, and the commons that don't feel like anything because the commons in this set feel like uncommons. This set's so fun. Every single time, I was excited for set 1. But I find myself more excited to wake up to set 2 spoilers because they are so fun, they're so unique, and they're such a divergent path from what set 1 originally set out for us. And that's great. That's such good card design and game design that set 2 feels so fresh and exciting, and it feels like it's almost a new game. So that's all we have for this week.
We actually made it under an hour this time.
Woohoo!
Not by much.
Yippee! Go check out the gameplay this week where we play 2 mono deck powerhouses. Trust me, I know my deck is good. Please believe me.
But
his is just really good.
But yeah, go check out the gameplay. We're going to be talking more next week about more spoilers as we get them. What do you reckon is going to get revealed next week? Comment down below. Let us know what you think.
Us know. We'd actually really love to
what
hear
you're looking out for. But other than that, we'll see you guys next week. Bye.